My name is Claire. I wore my white dress. Then his phone rang. It was her. I remember that moment very well. It was the most important day of my life. Or I thought it was. The sun was shining. The sky was blue. There were no clouds. It was a perfect day for a wedding. I looked in the mirror. My dress was beautiful. It was long and white. It had small pearls on it. I felt like a princess. I felt happy. I felt ready. I waited for this day for a long time. I was 28 years old. I wanted to be a wife. I wanted to have a family. And I found the perfect man. His name was Mark. Mark was handsome. He was tall. He had dark hair and green eyes. When he looked at me, I felt special. He was a businessman. He worked very hard. He traveled a lot. He went to different cities. He went to different countries. He told me, "Claire, I work for us. I work for our future." I believed him. I loved him. We were in the garden. The wedding was in a beautiful garden. There were white roses everywhere. White roses were my favorite flowers. Mark bought them for me. He smiled at me. He stood under the big tree. He looked handsome in his black suit. All my friends were there. My mother was there. She cried. She was happy for me. I walked toward him. The music played. It was a slow, sweet song. I held my flowers. My hands shook a little bit. I was nervous, but it was a good nervous feeling. I looked at Mark. He smiled, but his smile was different. It looked tight. He looked worried. I stopped next to him. The music stopped. It was very quiet. The birds sang in the trees. The wind blew softly. The woman began to speak. She asked us to promise our love. Then a noise broke the silence. Ring, ring, ring. It was a phone. It was loud. Everyone looked around. Who had a phone on? It is rude to have a phone on at a wedding. The sound came from Mark's pocket. He looked scared. His face turned red. He did not move. "Mark," I whispered, "turn it off." He looked at me. His eyes were wide. "I am sorry," he said. He took the phone out. He wanted to silence it. But he looked at the screen. His face turned white. It was not red anymore. It was pale, like paper. He did not turn it off. He stared at it. "Mark," I asked, "what is wrong?" He looked at the guests. He looked at me. Then he did something strange. He answered the phone. "Hello," he said. His voice was small. I stood there in my white dress. I did not understand. Why did he answer the phone? It was our wedding. We were saying our vows. He listened. I heard a voice on the other side. It was a woman's voice. She was shouting. She was very loud. I could hear her words. "Where are you?" the woman screamed. "Mark, the baby is sick. You said you went to the store. Where are you?" Mark closed his eyes. He lowered the phone. But the woman was still shouting. "Mark, answer me. Are you with her?" The garden was silent. Everyone heard. My mother stood up. My friends looked at each other. My heart stopped beating. "Who is that?" I asked. My voice was cold. Mark looked at me. He looked sad. "Claire, I can explain." "Who is she?" I asked again. She is my friend," Mark said. But the voice on the phone was loud. "Friend, I am his wife. Mark, tell her. Tell her about your son." I looked at the phone. I looked at Mark. The world spun around me. I felt dizzy. "Wife," I whispered. "Son." Mark dropped the phone. It fell on the grass. He tried to hold my hand. "Claire, please. It is complicated. I love you." I pulled my hand away. I looked at his face. I saw a stranger. I did not know this man. He was not my Mark. He was a liar. "You are married?" I asked. He looked down. "Yes." "You have a son?" "Yes." I felt sick. I felt a pain in my chest. It was sharp. It hurt more than anything. I looked at my white dress. It felt heavy. It felt like a costume. I was not a princess. I was a fool. "Why?" I asked. Tears came to my eyes. "Why did you do this?" "I wanted to leave her," Mark said. "I love you. I wanted to start a new life with you. I was going to tell her today." "Today?" I laughed. It was a sad laugh. "You were going to tell your wife on our wedding day." He said nothing. I looked at my mother. She ran to me. She hugged me. "Oh, Claire," she cried. "My poor girl." I looked at the guests. They were shocked. Some people were angry. Some people were sad. I felt ashamed. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to run away. So I did. I turned around. I ran down the aisle. My long dress dragged on the grass. I did not care. I ran past the flowers. I ran past the chairs. I ran out of the garden. "Claire, wait," Mark shouted. I did not stop. I did not look back. I ran to the parking lot. My car was there. I had the keys in my pocket. I always kept my keys. It was a habit, a lucky habit. I got into my car. My big dress filled the seat. It was hard to drive. I took off my veil. I threw it on the floor. I started the car. I drove away. I drove for a long time. I did not know where I was going. I just wanted to be away from him. Away from the lies. Away from the embarrassment. I cried. I cried very hard. I could not see the road clearly. I had to stop. I pulled over to the side of the road. I was near a field. It was quiet here. There were cows in the field. They looked at me. I sat in my car in my wedding dress. I screamed. I hit the steering wheel. "Why me?" I shouted. I loved him. I trusted him. I thought about the last 2 years. I thought about our dates. I thought about the gifts. He gave me jewelry. He gave me perfume. He took me to nice restaurants. I remembered things, small things. Sometimes he did not answer his phone. Sometimes he went away for the weekend. He said it was business. Sometimes he smelled like baby powder. I thought it was strange, but I did not ask. I was blind. Love made me blind. I only saw what I wanted to see. I wanted a husband. I wanted a fairy tale, so I ignored the truth. Now the truth was here. It was ugly. It hurt. I sat there for an hour. The sun began to go down. The sky turned orange and pink. It was beautiful, but I felt empty. My phone rang. It was my mother. I answered. "Claire, where are you?" she asked. She was crying. "I am okay, Mom," I said. "I am safe." "Come home," she said. "Please come home." "I can't," I said. "I can't go back there. Everyone will look at me. Everyone will pity me. I need to be alone." "Where will you go?" she asked. "I don't know," I said. "I will find a place. I need time." "Okay," she said softly. "I love you, Claire. You are strong, remember that." "I love you too, Mom." I hung up. I looked at the road. I started the car again. I drove until I saw a sign. It said Smallville, 50 miles. I did not know Smallville. It sounded like a quiet place, a good place to hide, a good place to heal. I arrived in Smallville at night. It was a very small town. There was one main street. There was a hotel. It looked old but clean. I parked the car. I tried to walk into the hotel, but I was still wearing my wedding dress. I looked crazy. A woman in a big white dress, alone, at night, with red eyes. I opened my suitcase. I had packed a bag for our honeymoon. Mark and I were going to go to the beach. I had a swimsuit. I had shorts. I had a t-shirt. I changed my clothes in the car. It was difficult. The dress was big, but I did it. I put the dress in the trunk of the car. I did not want to see it. I put on my t-shirt and shorts. I walked into the hotel. An old man was at the desk. He wore glasses. He looked kind. "Hello," I said. "Do you have a room?" He looked at me. He saw my messy hair. He saw my sad face. He did not ask questions. "Yes," he said, "room 4. It is quiet. It has a view of the garden." "Thank you," I said. I paid him. I went to the room. I lay on the bed. I was very tired. My body was tired. My mind was tired. I closed my eyes. I thought I would cry more, but I had no tears left. I fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up. For 1 second, I forgot. I stretched my arms. Then I remembered. The wedding, the phone call, the wife, the baby. The pain hit me again. It felt like a heavy stone in my stomach. I did not want to get up. I wanted to stay in bed forever. But my stomach growled. I was hungry. I had not eaten since yesterday morning. "You have to eat, Claire," I told myself. "You are alive. You have to keep going." I washed my face. I looked in the mirror. I looked tired. I looked pale, but I was still me. I went outside. The town of Smallville was pretty. There were small shops. There were trees. People walked slowly. They smiled at each other. I found a bakery. It smelled like fresh bread and coffee. I went inside. A woman was behind the counter. She was big and had a friendly face. She had flour on her apron. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. "You are new here. I have not seen you before." "Yes," I said. "I am just visiting." "Welcome," she said. "I am Sarah. What would you like?" "Coffee, please," I said, "and a croissant." I sat at a small table. The coffee was hot. The The croissant was warm and buttery. It tasted good. It was a simple thing, but it made me feel a little better. Sarah came to my table. "You look sad, honey," she said. "Is everything okay?" I looked at her. She was a stranger, but she was kind. Sometimes it is easier to talk to a stranger. "I had a bad day yesterday," I said. "A bad day?" she asked. "Did you lose your job?" "No," I said. "I almost got married." Sarah's eyes went wide. "Almost?" "Yes," I said. "I found out he had a wife and a baby." Sarah gasped. She put her hand on her chest. "Oh my goodness, that is terrible. That man is a snake. A bad, bad snake." I smiled a little. "Yes, he is a snake." "You are better without him," Sarah said firmly. "You are young. You are pretty. You do not need a liar." "I feel stupid," I said. "How did I not know?" "Liars are good at lying," Sarah said. "It is not your fault. Do not blame yourself." She brought me a cookie. It was a chocolate chip cookie. "Here," she said. "Chocolate helps. It is free." "Thank you," I said. I ate the cookie. Sarah talked to me. She told me about the town. She told me about her bakery. She told me she needed help. "My assistant moved away," she said. "I need someone to help me in the mornings. Do you need a job?" I was surprised. "A job? I don't know how to bake." "I can teach you," Sarah said. "It is easy. You just need to be kind to customers. And you need to wake up early." I thought about it. I did not want to go home yet. I did not want to go back to my old job in the city. Everyone at my old job knew about the wedding. They would ask questions. Here, nobody knew me. Here, I could be just Claire. Not poor Claire who got left at the altar. "Okay," I said. "I will try." So I stayed in Smallville. I moved out of the hotel. I rented a small room in a house. It was cheap. The house belonged to an old lady named Mrs. Higgins. She was deaf in one ear, but she was sweet. She had a cat named Oliver. Oliver liked to sleep on my bed. Every morning, I woke up at 5:00 a.m. I walked to the bakery. The air was cool and fresh. The town was quiet. I liked the silence. I helped Sarah. I made coffee. I put the bread on the shelves. I talked to the customers. The people in Smallville were nice. They learned my name. "Good morning, Claire," they said. "How are you today, Claire?" They did not know my story. They just knew me as the girl at the bakery. It felt good. The work was hard. My feet hurt. My hands got dry from washing dishes. But I liked it. When I worked, I did not think about Mark. I focused on the smell of cinnamon. I focused on the sound of the coffee machine. In the afternoons, I walked. I walked in the forest near the town. I walked by the river. Nature healed me. The trees were tall and strong. They did not care about weddings or lies. The river flowed. It did not stop for anyone. I learned to breathe again. 1 month passed, then 2 months. My mother called me every week. "Are you okay?" she asked. "I am okay, Mom," I said. And it was true. I was becoming okay. Mark called me, my mother said one day. My heart beat fast. What did he say? He wants to see you, she said. He says he made a mistake. He left his wife. He wants you back. I closed my eyes. I remembered Mark's face. I remembered his smile. For a moment, I missed him. I missed the dream I had. Tell him no, I said. Are you sure? My mother asked. He sounded very sad. I am sure, I said. He lied to me for 2 years. He had a family. I cannot trust him. Without trust, there is no love. I am proud of you, my mother said. I hung up the phone. I sat on my porch. Mrs. Higgins' cat, Oliver, jumped on my lap. I stroked his fur. He purred. I looked at the sunset. I was alone, but I was not lonely. I had friends here. I had Sarah. I had Mrs. Higgins. I had the customers at the bakery. And most importantly, I had myself. I realized something. Before, I thought I needed a man to be happy. I thought my life was incomplete without a husband. I thought the white dress was the most important thing. I was wrong. My life was full. I could bake bread. I could make people smile with a cup of coffee. I could pay my own rent. I could enjoy a sunset alone. I was strong. One day, 3 months later, a car pulled up to the bakery. It was a shiny, black car. It looked out of place in Smallville. A man got out. It was Mark. He looked different. He looked tired. He wore a suit, but it was wrinkled. He walked into the bakery. The bell rang. I looked up. I was wiping a table. I froze. Claire, he said. The bakery was quiet. Sarah looked at him. She looked at me. She picked up a rolling pin. She looked ready to hit him. I shook my head at her. It is okay, I signaled. I walked to the counter. I stood tall. I did not shake. Hello, Mark, I said. I found you, he said. Your mother wouldn't tell me where you were. But I asked your friends. I found you. Why are you here? I asked. I want you back, he said. He walked closer. Claire, please. I made a huge mistake. I left her. I signed the divorce papers. I am free. We can get married now. We can have the life we wanted. He reached for my hand. I looked at his hand. It was the same hand that held mine. It was the same hand that held his wife's hand. I did not take it. Go home, Mark, I said. But I love you, he said. Doesn't that matter? No, I said. Love is honest. You are not honest. You humiliated me. You broke my heart. I can fix it, he said. I have money. I can buy you a new ring, a bigger ring. We can move to a big house. I looked around the small bakery. I looked at the simple wooden tables. I smelled the fresh bread. This was not a big life, but it was a real life. I don't want your money, I said. And I don't want you. Mark looked shocked. He was not used to hearing no. He was a rich businessman. He always got what he wanted. You are working in a bakery, he asked. He looked at my apron. It had flour on it. You are educated. You are better than this. Come with me. I can give you everything. I smiled. It was a real smile, a calm smile. "I have everything," I said. "I have peace. I have truth. I have self-respect. You cannot give me those things." Mark stood there for a long time. He looked at me. He saw that I was different. I was not the girl who needed him anymore. I was a woman who knew her worth. "Goodbye, Claire," he said quietly. "Goodbye, Mark," I said. He turned around. He walked out of the bakery. He got into his black car. He drove away. I watched him go. I felt a sense of relief. It was like a heavy weight fell off my shoulders. It was truly over. Sarah came out from behind the counter. She hugged me. "I am so proud of you," she said. "You were amazing." "I felt amazing," I said. That evening, I went to the river. I brought a small box with me. Inside the box was my engagement ring. The diamond ring Mark gave me. It was beautiful. It sparkled in the sunlight. It was worth a lot of money. I looked at the water. The river was moving fast. I took the ring out of the box. "I don't need this," I whispered. I threw the ring into the river. Splash. It sank to the bottom. Gone. I felt light. I felt free. I walked back to Mrs. Higgins' house. I made tea. I sat by the window and wrote in my journal. My wedding day lesson. I wrote, "Life does not always go according to plan. Sometimes, the worst day of your life can become the best thing for you. If that phone did not ring, I would be married to a liar. I would be living a fake life. I would be unhappy, and I would not know why. The pain was necessary. The pain woke me up. Now I know who I am. I am Claire. I am independent. I am happy. And I don't need a white dress to feel like a princess. I am telling you this story because maybe you are sad. Maybe someone hurt you. Maybe your plans failed. I want you to know it is okay. It is okay to cry. It is okay to run away for a little while. It is okay to start over. You are stronger than you think. Sometimes, when you lose something, you find something better. You find yourself. I am still in Smallville today. I bought the bakery from Sarah when she retired. I make the bread now. I smell the coffee every morning. I have met a new man. His name is David. He is a teacher. He is kind. He is simple. He is honest. We are not married yet. We are taking it slow. And that is perfect. When I look back at that day, the day in the white dress, the day the phone rang, I do not feel anger anymore. I feel gratitude. That phone call saved my life. So if things are hard for you right now, please do not give up. The sun will shine again. The clouds will clear. And you will smile again. Trust me, I know. My name is Claire, and this was my story. Thank you for listening. You can do this too. Keep going.